personal care home. So what that means is we have residents, 6 in each of our 2 houses, who aren't able to live alone but don't quite need the care that a skilled nursing facility would provide. So we just really cater to our residents and kind of meet them where they are. I tell people it's a place where you would have your mom or grandma come when you're worried that she's going to burn the house down if she's left alone, but you're not ready to transition her into a nursing home.
Okay.
And
it's absolutely beautiful out there. When she did renovations, like when she said renovations, like she did extreme renovations, it is so beyond beautiful. And it's over 50 acres, and she'll have 5 houses total, but right now 2 are open, and it's absolutely stunning. I encourage anybody to go on our Facebook page and look at pictures, because it's just so new, and it's just an awesome thing that she took a little bit of Jesup and redid it and made it into something so wonderful for people's families. I would totally leave my mom there in a heartbeat, and I wouldn't leave her anywhere, so I can attest to that.
What gave you the idea to do this? What experience do you have with projects like this?
yeah, so from the time I can remember, I've loved just being in the presence of older people. I can remember as a child going to sing Christmas carols at the nursing home and feeling like I wanted to stay and talk to the residents longer and get to know their stories. And so I've always kind of had a thing for, I guess, the geriatric demographic. And I lived in Oregon and was working. I got a job at a luxurious personal care home, and I watched the way that the people treated the residents, and it felt like a place that the same thing happened when there was company as when there wasn't company. I mean, they just treated them with such love and compassion. And I thought, at the same time, I had grandparents living in a nursing home here, and I struggled with going to see them because I felt guilty knowing that they were there. And I thought, there needs to be something in Jesup that really caters to this little group of people who really don't need skilled nursing, but just need kind of supervision, medication management, that kind of thing. So in 2013-14, I told my family that I was going to move back to Jesup and that I wanted to take care of my grandparents, and they all thought I was crazy and didn't believe that it was going to happen, but I did, and kind of tried it out on them and fell in love with the work, and just feel like doors opened and people started catching wind of what was going on and seeing how my family members were being treated, and from there it just grew into the business.
And once again, the name of it is?
Cotton Grove Estate.
Cotton Grove Estates.
Yes.
Located on Oglethorpe Road.
Yes.
If you go all the way down to Madry Springs, and you take a right there and go down past Omaha Baptist Church, it'll be there on your right. Or if you come around from the other way on Oglethorpe Road, make all that winding and turning, it'll be not far before you get to the end of Oglethorpe Road there on the left.
Right.
And I encourage anybody to just take a peek at our Facebook and look through the pictures, or just stop by. Like we're always, the doors are always open. It's just so warm and welcoming for anybody to stop by anytime.
Now, what's your participation in this, Bridget?
I'm the director of business development. So I'm just here to talk about the food drive that we're having. Yes.
Okay. All right. So Cotton Grove Estates, what's the number there if anybody has any questions about it?
The number is 912-602-3322.
Okay. All right. And so that's 912-602-3322 for Cotton Grove Estates. My grandmother, when we lived up in Aiken, South Carolina in the 80s, she lived in a place called the Croft House, and it was like 3 or 4 stories, and it was kind of the same thing. You had to be able to take care of yourself, but you had people there that could check on you, and they served 1 meal a day. And your breakfast and your dinner had you do yourself, but lunch they served, and it was kind of like that. But when we moved to Aiken in the 90s, moved from Aiken to the Jesup in the 90s, we had to put her in a nursing home because she was at the point where she couldn't do anything really for herself. She had to have full-time care.
Yeah. So we do provide 24/7 care at Cotton Grove. We do medication administration. A lot of times that's one of the biggest struggles that elderly people have when they're living alone, just keeping their medication sorted and remembering when to take what, and then remembering, I can relate to that. Have I done that yet today? So,
yeah, we all do.
And living alone, they can become just lonely, depressed.
Right.
And so at Cotton Grove, their social needs are met, but they're not overstimulated. It's a small community. They see the same amazing caregivers day in and day out. They build strong relationships with the other residents, but they don't. They can come and need assistance with things. I mean, we help with showering, dressing. We do all of their meal preparation, and
yes, 3 home cooked meals a day. I love to go swoop in there at lunchtime and see.
So you do have 3 meals a day.
We do.
Okay.
And they're home cooked meals, and you go in there in the morning and it smells like bacon, and you're like, "Can I have some of this, please?" And then you go in there at lunch, and then at dinner time you're like, "Oh, I think I need to go buy,
All right.
buy there and get some food."
I'm gonna go ahead and put this number in my phone. my 2 boys, talking about retirement, that kind of stuff. Well, we'll find a good nursing home for you, Dad. So maybe Cotton Grove Estates will be something better.
That's right. And I certainly don't mean to say anything negative about nursing homes.
No, because a person gets to the point where they have to have the services
and
of a nursing
they
home.
absolutely are
but there
needed.
is that in-between stage.
Yeah, and most people really are at that in-between state, and some of them stay there until the very end. But in Jesup, there just aren't options, and so I saw that so many people were leaving Jesup to find the luxury care, and even like I said, with my own family, I just thought there needs to be a place for these people, a place where families, because let's face it, we're all really busy, and the adult children of these people who are living there don't always have time to go check on their parents every day. But at Cotton Grove, none of our families ever feel guilty. In fact, we joke when people move their loved ones in, they struggle with the guilt of taking Mama out of her house that she's been in for 50 years. Right. And usually within a really short time, when they come and visit their family members, the resident will say, "Okay, well, I've got to get back to my friends," or "It's time for coffee," or "We're doing yoga in a little while." So they really do.
How long have y'all been open?
Feel like it's home. We've been, the first location started in 2014, but at the new place we started in February. So
February. Things going well?
Great.
Okay.
And it's absolutely stunning. It's so beautiful. It's so warm.
It is a beautiful location out there.
It is so beautiful, and the renovations that were done are just amazing, and it's just by far would beat any experience I think that anybody could have.
I'm glad to see those facilities are being used again out there in Atlanta.
It's nice to take a peek, how people just do something. It's just doing something great with a little, piece of history,
Yeah. Cotton Grove Estates on Orthorpe Road, and you called it once again, described a luxurious
personal care home. Yes.
Luxurious personal care home.
Yes, and we definitely want to give back to the community. So we're having our first annual Thanksgiving community-wide food drive.
Who's us?
Cotton Grove Estate.
Okay. You say us. Want to make sure.
Yes, we're having Cotton Grove Estate is having our first annual food drive. A lot of businesses in town are participating. There's a lot of drop-off locations: Advanced Healthcare Center, Armstrong Family Dentistry, Badcock, City Hall, Coastal Medical Equipment, David Earl Keys State Farm, the Dollar Store by Wayne Memorial, Fonda Davis Lawn, Grimes Insurance, Howard and Jones Funeral Home, Huddle House, Jones Prescription Shop, Sean O'Quinn's Country Financial, Tim's Home Medical, the Chamber of Commerce, and Wilhurst Allstate. That's a lot of people. So a lot of people are participating. So at any point in time, you can drop off canned goods. It's for Thanksgiving, so anything like canned pumpkins, evaporated milk, canned green beans, canned corn, instant mashed potatoes, stuffing mix, anything like that. So it's all gonna be donated to Tabitha's Place, and it ends on the 22nd.
Okay, so all those locations, people can drop off those items for the community food drive for Thanksgiving, and the food will go to Tabitha's Place.
Tabitha's Place.
They'll cook and serve the meals there at Tabitha's Place, as they usually do every week. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
So when will the meal be served? On Thanksgiving?
Well, I think that they're just going to distribute the food.
Distribute
the food.
Okay.
I mean, she might obviously. It's just so wonderful over there. She's probably going to have something amazing for Thanksgiving.
Right.
But I think that we should really help the families in need in Wayne County also. So
a lot of people depend upon Tabitha's Place.
Yes, they do, and it's amazing what she does. She does such great work.
Yep.
She's always got something going on, and always feeding people in need. So
right. Okay. Well, good. Glad to see that. I didn't know about Cotton Grove Estates. It's fantastic. That's being done out there. I wish y'all the best. How many residents do you think you'll have by the time? What's your goal in terms of expansion?
Well, I guess 30 would be the goal.
30?
But right now we have enough space for 12. So
enough space for 12 right now.
6 private rooms in each house, and so
Okay. And folks
Keep it
wanna know about
small,
it?
make it feel like home.
Luxurious personal care, 912-602-3322, Cotton Grove Estates on Oglethorpe Road.
Yes.
Just out of Highway 169 on Oglethorpe Road here in Wayne County.
And feel free to stop by anytime. It's the same 24/7, the same care, the same service. It's just, we want you to walk in because we want you to see how amazing it is at any given point of the day. We're just so proud of it.
And you got signs for the entrance because they've had like 2 or 3 entrances.
We do,
to the place.
yes. And Shane's crib is in 2 of the buildings that used to be it was all one big property when I purchased it. So Shane's crib is out there they've got 13 of the 60-plus acres that originally were part of Teen Challenge. And so it's the Jonea Road entrance is where you would come.
And you got a sign.
Yes.
Okay, well, sounds good.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's it, other than I like your new hairstyle you got going on.
Well, thank you, Bridget. I appreciate that very much.
You made him blush.
I got my back to the camera there. You know, the camera thing is, y'all do know you're being videoed, okay?
Yes.
It's going live stream right now on BigDogCountry.com and will be podcast.
So then everybody can see
And
your new
everybody
hairstyle.
can, they can, it'll be podcast also, so y'all can go back and take a look what y'all did. Jonathan will have it up by noon and be podcast for the next several days where people can go back and take a look at the Butch and Bob Show. Appreciate y'all coming in. Good luck.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And take care.
Yeah.
All right. 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. And we'll have more of the world-famous Butch and Bob Show in a moment.
It's the Wayne County Young Farmers Truck Pull, Friday and Saturday, November 8th and 9th at the JC Fairgrounds in Jesup. 7 p.m. both nights. Join the Wayne County Young Farmers for lots of family fun and entertainment. Get ready for the truck pull. Watch the 2- and 4-wheel drive modified trucks, 2-wheel drive blower trucks, 2-wheel drive pro street trucks, the 4-wheel drive pro stock trucks, and the 4-wheel drive diesel truck. It's the Wayne County Young Farmers Truck Pull, Friday and Saturday, November 8th and 9th at the JC Fairgrounds in Jesup. Both Friday night and Saturday night, 7 p.m. Adults $12, 6 to 12, $6. Children under 6 are free. Concessions will be available and no alcoholic beverages allowed. At the Jesup JC Fairgrounds. Across from the Rayonier Pulp Mill in Jesup. This Friday and Saturday night, 7 p.m. both nights. For more information, 912-294-3484 or go to WCYF.net.
105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, world famous Butch and Bob Show for this, it's a Thursday morning, the 7th day of November. And Bob, you got something in front of you that you want to talk about?
It's just the Veterans Day parade Saturday. Just want to remind people they're trying to get all the veterans, the police come to be in the parade. So, again, they want you to call this number, 912-559-2142. So, again, it's all taking place Saturday morning at 10 o'clock in downtown Jesup. Looking for a big crowd. They've got over 50 entries. If you'd like to get an entry in the parade, you can call that number again, 912-559-2142. But big day Saturday to honor the veterans.
Veterans Day Parade. What time will it begin?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. And they will line up starting where? Broad Street?
Parade will line up on Southwest Broad Street at West
like
Cherry
the
Street.
Parade. Okay.
And again, they got a platform located at Mary's Bouquet on West Cherry Street. So just want everybody to please participate, please attend, and it should be a great day Saturday morning.
Okay, sounds good. Well, guess we'll be heading out there to the Clanton River Ranch in a little while for Day for Wayne. And it looks like the governor, I guess the president didn't call him. No emergencies have come up, so he should be there.
He should be there. I said he'll be at the train depot for that event for Bill Workheiser today at 3 to 4. So
3 to 4?
3 to 4.
Okay,
at
so
the train
1 hour.
depot.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
So if you want to meet the governor and come on down there, and Bill Workheiser, one of our local representatives, that's 3 to 4 o'clock this afternoon at the train depot.
All right. All representation will be there. Stephen Meeks, Blake Tillery, all on hand. Buddy Carter's going to be there. So they're all showing up for Bill Workheiser's event at the train depot from 3 to 4:30, but the governor will be there from 3 to 4.
Okay. All right. And lots of just hats off to the Clattons for opening up their property and house out there for a Day for Wayne, and with all kinds of elected officials, appointed officials, different people from all over the state come here. And they do, pheasant hunt out there, hunting and fishing and boat rides and just showing off the nature of the Omaha area river, and the basin down there. And people can go, when they come in, they go out on the river fishing. They can go, they have hunting, and they have all kinds of stuff. And the airboat ride, you usually have an airboat down there. Haven't been on that yet. Have you ever been on it?
One time.
One time. How was it?
Pretty fun.
Pretty fun, huh?
You gotta wait. It's a long line.
Yeah, it is.
It's like getting on the Scream Machine at Six Flags. It's a long wait.
It's a long ride, huh?
Long wait, not long ride.
I mean, not long ride, but long wait. Long wait there in line, getting ready to get on that airboat.
But it's worth it.
It is worth it, huh?
A lot of fun.
Uh-huh. Good. All right. And so I'm sure that you will be talking there with some folks from around the state and locally, and also at the train depot this afternoon from starting at 4 o'clock. And we'll have some of the reports on there.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, excuse me.
3 to 4.
3 to 4. 3 to 4 o'clock this afternoon at the train depot. Well, we go to 3 to 4:30, he said, but the governor will be there from 3 to 4.
All right. Governor's got to leave at 4, but he'll be there for an hour. So again, if anybody in Wayne County wants to see the governor, that's the place to be, the train depot this afternoon.
Good. That ought to be fantastic. All right. Who does Georgia play this week?
Missouri.
Missouri?
Yep. At home.
At home.
7 o'clock, ESPN.
And that's a 7 o'clock. And then, of course, the big game is the LSU-Alabama game. What time is that?
3:30 CBS.
So that's the 3:30 game on CBS. Yeah. Okay. Predictions in that game?
Alabama.
Yeah, I figured that.
Two is playing. They've won 31 in a row at home. I don't see them losing this one. I just don't. I want Alabama anyway. I want to play Alabama in the SEC championship game in December.
You want to?
Yeah, I want to get revenge. I want to beat them. I mean, somebody's got to beat them. Georgia should have beat them. Should have beat them the last 2 times.
Last 2 times we had it and just gave it away.
They've just shown this documentary, 150 Years of College Football. Last night was about Saban and his run and that strategic moves that he made in that national championship game where he's losing the game and he switches quarterbacks and everybody's shaking their head like, who does that? Jalen Hurts is 26-2, has a national championship under his belt, but Saban sees that if he wants to win the game, he's got to change quarterbacks, and the fact that Tua was able to lead into that championship still an amazing, just something that
it's just disappointing.
Just got to tip your cap, and then to see how it ended. Georgia gets the big sack, and they're second and 20-something, and you think you're going to win the game there, and then he just throws a dart for 40 yards for a touchdown. So, just a hard way to end the championship game, but it is what it is.
But, like Dan Marino.
But Georgia's on track. I said, just got to win a couple of games, beat Missouri. The game next week will be the tough game at Auburn, and then they come home, play Texas A&M and Tech, and get to Atlanta, take on Alabama. So everything's still in front of them. They're in good shape.
Okay.
Defense is playing lights out. Have not allowed a rushing touchdown in 8 games.
I didn't realize that.
That's a good stat.
That is a good stat.
Yeah.
No rushing touchdowns in 8 games.
Only team in college football in any division this year that has that stat. Not allowed a rushing touchdown.
Well, you figured when Kirby come in, they would be a good defensive team. They've had some problems with that, but this year's been something else because of him being the defensive coordinator for Alabama. He's defensive. He's got that defensive mind.
Defense is playing well, so as they say, defense wins championships. So I feel good about it. I think they run the table and get to Atlanta. The keys, can they beat Alabama?
Yeah, Alabama, of course, the number 1 right now in the poll that counts is Ohio State.
Right.
They looked at who they've played and how they've just basically clobbered most folks, and so they're number 1.
That's what we want. We want the Georgia-Ohio State national championship game from against Fields. That's the dream matchup.
The dream matchup, huh? Former Georgia quarterback going against this old team. Yeah.
Can't hype it any better than that.
No, you can't.
It'll be great. Be a great game.
It'd be a great game. And Georgia Southern is it on the road this week? Yep.
They're taking on the Maris Griffin's team, Troy.
Yeah, well, Maris Griffin's daughter goes there. Jason Weaver's daughter goes there, and so he's become a big Troy fan. And so Georgia Southern taking on Troy this Saturday there at Troy. Our coverage will begin at 1:30 Saturday afternoon right here on 105.5 FM. Kickoff at 3:30. Georgia Southern in Troy.
I think the mayor's going to be buying a lot of free lunches after that game Saturday.
Yeah, you think so?
That's what I hear. I see Georgia Southern winning that game. Georgia Southern's playing well.
Yeah, well, I mean, when they beat App State, I just couldn't believe that. I mean, I think not only but diehard Southern fans thought that would happen, but it did, and they did it in App State's backyard up there in Boone, North Carolina. Yeah. That's a beautiful area up there at Boone.
That's a nice place, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And then, of course, you got the big showdown tomorrow night between our Wayne County Yellow Jackets and the Ware County Gators. And tell us a little bit about the Ware County Gators.
They got a good team. You know, they got a young quarterback, sophomore quarterback named Castellanos, very talented. And they got a linebacker, Division I player in Mincy. You got a good running back in Dream Gainer. Their defense is their strong suit. They're pretty stout defensively. So should be a low-scoring ball game. But should be a great game. I still think Wayne County's going to win, though, because Wayne County's beat them the last 2 times. I think they're going to beat them again, so I feel good about it. You know, everybody's pointing to their strength of schedule and the fact they beat Glen Academy, lost to Glen Academy. All that's neither here nor there. This is for the region championship, number 1 seed in the state. Coach Cribbs got his team ready. So I look for a big crowd, big game. I look for Wayne County to prevail.
Yeah, and they still play at the old stadium downtown that's been renovated.
They renovated it
nice
several years ago. It's a beautiful place. I said it seats a lot of people. So they're supposed to fill it Friday night, so it should be fun. But again, ball on the line. You know, looking at the bracket, that number 1 seed has a better path than the number 2 seed. The number 2 seed's going to have a tough road in the state playoffs. So that number 1 seed's pretty important this year.
Okay.
So we got to get this win Friday night.
Okay. And so whoever loses that game on a Friday night, no matter which one it is, will be seeded 2.
Seeded 2 still host.
They still host
the first round. But
if you're number 1 seed, you host the first round with a lesser opponent, and you have more chances of continuing to host.
The reason the brackets, you know, like I said, if you win, say you finish 2, say you lose Friday night, and you win your first game, you get a trip to Beaufort in round 2.
Mm.
So you want to try and avoid the University of Beaufort. So
as much as you can.
All right. So you want that number 1 seed.
Yeah, you want to be. Yeah.
You're guaranteed 2 home playoff games if you win the first one. So
okay,
it's a very important game Friday night.
Now tell me about this new region we'll possibly be in next year.
It's pretty much set. Talking to Coach Craig, it's going to be a 4-team region. Coffee's moving in, South Effingham and New Hampstead moving out. South Effingham's moving up to play with Effingham and Bradwell, and New Hampstead's moving down. So there's a 4-team region next year. Wayne, Ware, Statesboro, and Coffee. That's going to be it. Be official by next week.
You know, it's amazing. Coffee County has a population. I can't know. I'd have to look and see. It's at least 10 to 15,000 more than us, and Ware County has a population that's about 25,000 more than us. And it's amazing that our school, and it's you've got Ware County, it's for the entire county, and Wayne County, and then Coffee County, all is for the entire county. It's not there's 2 different schools there. It's amazing how we're all in that same classification when they have so much population than we do.
We're on the bottom of the 5A. I mean, we're like the lowest 5A school as far as population goes. I mean, there's a lot of schools in 5A where they're like the 4th lowest enrollment in 5A.
So we could have as many as 1,000 students less,
right,
and still be in the same.
Right. We're in the lower part of that bracket. But
okay.
We want to stay in 5A. According to our school officials, we're where we want to be.
Okay.
That's going to be the region. It's going to be fun to renew that rivalry with Coffee and baseball, but it'll be a tough football game. They got an excellent football program over there in Coffee. So, and Statesboro's getting better. We know what Ware's got, so it'll be dog eat dog next couple of years.
Yeah, it will be, won't it? Jeez. Well, so just four. So, as in most sports, everybody will get into the playoffs.
No, not everybody. When you're in a 4-team region, if you're the 4th team, it all depends on your record. You could get bumped out, and another team could get in. So, that's the way they handle the 4-team regions. 5-team, you're guaranteed 4 in. 4 teams, you're not guaranteed the 4th team in.
Now, let's say in our region right now for this year, is the 4th team getting in?
Yeah, right. Yeah, 4 of the 5 get in. That's the way it's been the last 4 years.
Okay, 4 of the 5 get in.
When you have a 5-team region, 4 teams are guaranteed in. When you have a 4-team region, the 4 teams not guaranteed in the state of Georgia.
Unless they have a winning record.
It all depends on their record and things like that.
Okay, all right. So
Georgia High School Association determines if you get in or not.
Okay.
They make that determination.
Yeah, we just had a text about that. Do everybody get in?
No.
No.
Not everybody gets in.
But if the 4th team's done with
Top 3 get in.
Yep.
But the 4th team, it all depends on other regions.
Okay. Once again, I want to encourage folks to drive carefully out there. It was kind of foggy coming in this morning, so put those headlights on low beam fog lights on if you have them, and just be careful when you're driving out there, because this was in town. It's probably a lot foggier out in the county, I imagine. Well, Bob, anything else going on that you want to flap your jaws about this morning? Got to be something. We got 5 more minutes.
I said, looking forward to the day for Wayne. I said, it's always good to have the governor in town. I said, looking forward to the event at the train depot with Bill Workheiser, but should be a great crowd. Looking forward to seeing some people down there at the day for Wayne. Like I said, a lot of people come in town, so it should be fun to talk to a lot of people.
Yeah, it should be. Always a good time out there, and the tourism, Wayne County Tourism Board and the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce does a great job of handing out information about the county, and that's what it's all about, is to bring people from around the state, especially from the Atlanta area, but everywhere around the state, and they're from everywhere, to see what we have to offer down here in Wayne County when it comes to our natural resources, the Ottawa River, the hunting, the fishing, all that kind of stuff.
You mentioned the Veterans Parade this weekend, but there's the Christmas Parade right around the corner. The Chamber is taking interest in that Christmas Parade, so if you'd like to get the entry into the Christmas Parade, you can get a discount early. I think after a certain date, the cost goes up. So if you want to get your entry in the Christmas Parade, call the Chamber at 427-2028. Get your entry into the parade. They got the lighting of the tree on December 6th, and the parade is Saturday, December 7th in downtown Jesup. Always a big event. So
looking forward to it.
Christmas on the silver screen is the theme this year.
Okay.
So,
and we'll have some folks from the Chamber come in next week to talk about and give us an update on that.
It was funny watching Rich Eisen, or listening to Rich Eisen the other day. They were having an argument on whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I've heard that argument many times on sports radio.
They had Ed Norton on there, one of their best actors, and they had him weigh in to make the final decision. He said it's definitely a Christmas movie.
It's definitely a Christmas movie.
He said the first Die Hard is definitely a Christmas flick.
Okay. Now, the second one was at Christmas time, too.
Right.
But
they were just arguing about the first one. They're just saying Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So,
but it's not a movie about Christmas. It's a movie that just happened to happen during Christmas.
Right.
You know, so...
That was the big debate, whether it's a Christmas movie. They say it is. So I don't know. It's not on my list when I watch Christmas movies.
I've thought about it. Yeah, well, it's during Christmas time and stuff like that. And same thing with the second Die Hard movie. It's set at Christmas time, and they're all getting together for Christmas festivities at his wife's mom's and dad's. And I don't know. It's not.
That was the big
Christmas. It's not like Christmas with Cranks.
I'm just letting people know they're making interest in this Christmas parade. If you put Die Hard, it qualifies.
It qualifies. According to Ed Norton, who's a great actor.
That's right. According to Ed Norton, Academy Award-winning actor.
I know. You can't go wrong.
He's going to argue with him. I'm not arguing.
Put the Nakatomi Tower on there, blowing up.
That's what Rich Eisen said. Rich Eisen, once he heard Ed Norton say it, he said, hey,
that's it.
Argument over. So I'm just saying, if you're looking for an entry in the parade, you're doing Die Hard theme, it qualifies.
Yeah, go ahead and start building that Nakatomi Tower and have some flames coming out the side of it. Helicopter on the top of it, little people on top of it,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I've got the 5-set Die Hard DVDs, and I love watching those movies about once a year, Yeah, watch them. Sometimes I'll watch 2 and then wait a few weeks and watch the other 2.
I can still see Bruce Willis walking across that glass in bare feet.
Oh, jeez.
They make it look so real, too.
I like when Han says, in German, shoot the glass, and he says, what? Shoot the glass! What's he telling me to shoot the glass?
That's a good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It still is a good movie, and you know, some of the other ones have been kind of ripped apart and stuff like that, but I still enjoy them all. I still enjoy all the Die Hard movies. Yeah, and so it's good to have those sets and be able to watch them ever so often. And what's the movies with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, where they're both cops?
Right.
And he's former special forces in Vietnam, and Danny Glover is the cop there in the L.A. area.
I know what you're talking about. I just can't.
Can't you think of it? Yeah, they're good movies too. Sometimes it's amazing how you just can't remember the title of one. You can remember the entire movie, you just can't remember the title. We're getting old, Bob. All right. Well, Bob, looking forward to seeing you down there. We'll have a great time at Day for Wayne, all right? All right. WIFO FM in Jesup, 105.5 on your FM dial, Big Dog Country Radio. Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon. I just thought of it. Lethal Weapon with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover.
The world famous Butch and Bob Show.